Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. That is all praises to Yahweh by Hashem in the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful light preaching this word and truth and sincerity on the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video to edify. And this is going to be a fair use. I don't make no money from these videos. I'm not using this to sit here and do nothing. I'm just reporting on this and bringing the information and tied in with the scriptures is for educational purposes. But yeah, Kim Iverson, man. And I've heard the elder Malcolm say in the past, he claimed her. But Kim Iverson in this news report, there's a lot being said within like the first minute and 30 seconds. So I want to play that and tie this in with the scriptures, because we come into the time where, we got to go through the straight gate. And it's going to be extremely uncomfortable, right? It's going to be confusing because you're not going to know exactly what Esau's about to do, where you're going to go, where you're going to end up. You're just going to have to walk with the Lord and believe that he's with you, because he always has been, right? Even before we came into truth, Yahweh and Yahushai was on our side, getting us through all type of shit. So let me play this and get into it. Lord will be edifying.
Trump administration has unleashed an unprecedented crackdown against international students and permanent residents who dare to support Palestinian rights. Take Mahmoud Khalil, a Columbia University student and Syrian green card holder, arrested at his own home and dragged off to a detention facility in Louisiana. His supposed crime, engaging in activism deemed harmful to U.S. foreign policy under obscure Cold War-era laws. Without ever being charged, Khalil's life has been shattered, forcibly separated from his pregnant wife, and trapped in a legal nightmare as his lawyers desperately fight those draconian tactics. Or consider Ramisa Öztürk, a Turkish Fulbright scholar earning her doctorate at Tufts University. She's now languishing behind bars in Louisiana, accused of supporting terrorism for simply writing an op-ed criticizing her university's position on Gaza. The government has provided zero evidence, yet her health is deteriorating while her constitutional rights erode with each passing day. Yun Sao Chung, an undergraduate at Columbia University from South Korea, barely escaped the same fate. ICE agents showed up at her family's doorstep after accusing her of obstruction during peaceful campus protests. For now, a restraining order shields her from detention, but the Trump administration is relentless in its attempts to strip her of her green card and silence her voice. And Mohsen Madoui, a Palestinian Columbia student and longtime legal permanent resident, was detained during what should have been a routine citizenship interview. His supposed offense: peaceful advocacy for Palestinian rights, using a seldom invoked law that permits deportation if the Secretary of State arbitrarily labels someone's presence as adverse to U.S. foreign policy. The administration kept Madawi locked away for weeks without evidence or justification. His friends and supporters, including prominent members of Vermont's Jewish community, mobilized immediately, preparing habeas petitions and rallying congressional support, and their swift actions ultimately secured his release by order of a federal judge.
All right, so you heard in the last news case, they issued habeas petitions going into habeas corpus. Basically meaning you can contest the legality of somebody being able to be your detention, right? And we spoke about this a little bit ago in the last, 2 lessons, right? Within our camp lessons, how they're actually considering suspending habeas corpus for deportation purposes. So really, that argument is going to be out the door too. But for bros in the truth, bros preaching this word, you that watch the videos, you that believe, even that you that just watch the videos and think it's all a game, everybody's going to be put in a position where you're going to have to go through that straight gate, right? Let's get that. Let me get straight gate, man. This is Matthew 7 and 13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Right? So that straight gate is that position of difficulty. When you look up that word straight, Strait, it means a position of difficulty. Right? And when these devils come down to persecute us, right, there's going to be a persecution. This is Matthew 10:23. This is a good one. It says, "But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, you should not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man become." Right? There's another one I'm thinking of. It might be an X. Where's that? This is a decent one. Let's go to this one, man. 2 Corinthians 4:8. It says, "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed." And that's what you got to understand. When these trials come, it's not that we can be overcome and be destroyed. Right? Yahushua said it himself in his prayer. He said, "I pray to the Father that you are in the world and that you be not overcome by the world, but that you overcome it, man." When these persecutions come, it's to prove our faith. Just like Job had to go through his time of hell and going through things, it was proving the faith of Job to the Lord. It says, "Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord, Yahushua, that the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body." So Yahushua was persecuted. We're going to get persecuted. And all the laws, everything that's building up is all for that time to come. And those prison sentences, right? That time where we can be cast into prison. Let me get this, man. 2 Timothy. Because it's going to be something that we got to deal with, bro. And it's fine. We ain't going to suffer as a sinner, man. The Lord is going to be with us in those situations too. These people ain't going to fuck with us. They can't. If the Lord be with us, who could be against us? Like the scriptures say, it says, yeah, let me get this right here. I'll start at 9. It says, "But they," this Second Timothy 3:9. It says, "But they shall proceed no further, for their folly shall be made manifest unto all men, and theirs also was." It says, "But thou hast fully known my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long suffering, charity, patience." Right? This is Paul speaking. "Persecutions and afflictions, which came unto me at Antioch and Iconium and Lystra." See, Paul is persecuted everywhere. "What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me." And that has to be in your mind when these times come. That we're gonna go through suffering, right? We're gonna have to show patience. We're gonna go through persecutions, imprisonments, afflictions, and it could happen in multiple places. But out of them all, the Lord delivered Paul, and the Lord is going to deliver us all out of them too, man. Even if we got to die on this side, that's just this one thing I know for sure. One thing I've come to understand for sure is the prophets, right, were always set up for an example, right? The prophets were always set up for an example. And a lot of times when you had to be shown as an example, it was always some shit that you would not want. I think it was was it was Ezekiel or Jeremiah that had to eat cow's dung. Right? He was gonna have to eat man's poop, but the Lord switched it to cow's dung to be mixed in with his bread. He didn't want to do that. I think it's Isaiah. He had to walk naked 3 years. He didn't want to do that. I think it was Ezekiel. He had to lay on his side too for a certain amount of days. And then he turned to the other side for a certain amount of days for the people to look at him and be like, what does this mean? All examples, man. Jonah, he was an example of not listening to the Lord. Of what happens if you're chosen for a duty for the Lord and you don't listen and you don't do it. He was an example to those that that won't listen automatically. The prophets were always set up for an example. So when we go through things, a lot of times that's what it is. To show everybody else what's up, man. And then you have this brother recently, man. Hey, Yahweh Shem Shai, Barakatah to the brother in the California camp. With the dude that stabbed him recently. Right? Certain men with no understanding or thinking that the brother did something wicked. I don't think the brother did anything wicked. I think the Lord picked that brother for that particular mission to go through that, to get everybody on their fucking toes. Because he was a soul that was able to bear it. A lot of times the Lord will put even rebukes on certain men that maybe it might not be for that man. That exact rebuke might not be for him, but it's for all those around that need to hear it. The Lord picks each brother for everything, man. And in these times, we're going to go through these things and you got to show forth your faith. This is 2 Corinthians 12 and 10. Is it 10 I wanted? Yeah. It says, therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Mashiach's sake. For when I am weak, for when I am weak, then I am strong. Then am I strong. Salakia. See, in those times where we got to go through shit, that's when the Lord really shows us that he's with us. And then that boldness of the Spirit shows forth even more. Second, this is Revelation 2 and 10. And this is the point. All these laws that are coming down, all this detention and all this stuff, everything's building up for them to just take you and put you in prisons anytime they want. And bros, over the years, me, myself also, have had dreams where I've had to deal with that in the dream. And I've had multiple. Right? This is Revelation 2 and 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, and ye shall be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see, the Lord told you right there that we might have to go into prison. This is the book of Revelation. This is things that are happening at the end of days. Some bros might have to go in prison, and it says you might be tried 10 days, and that 10 days, it could be a month. It could be 2 months. It could be 3. It could be 2 days. The 10 days just represents whatever period the Lord decides to put you in there. But you're going to have to sit, and it's going to be for the gospel. Because right now, they're locking up niggas, taking away their green cards, simply for sitting there and being anti-Israel. What do you think our message is? The scriptures tell you we objected to his infamy. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Right? We object to this devil's infamy. Right? We account him as, we say he's counterfeit. We contest his entire legitimacy to the land of Israel and so-called being called the people of the Lord. We tell him his kingdom's going down. We tell him he's the devil. So what do you think is going to happen down the line when they come for us? They got to get these laws down packed before they come for the men of the Lord. Because we ain't no average fucking people. You go back into the scriptures, right? I forget the prophet, right? But I think it was Elijah or Elisha. They brought companies of 50 to come get Elijah and Elisha. You had to bring whole armies. So when this devil comes down on us, he has to come with full force. So he's getting everything prepared to do it. But the message is, be faithful unto death. The Lord is going to be with us, man. First Thessalonians 2. It says, and sent Timotheus, our brother and minister of the Most High, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Mashiach, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith. Right? This should be a comforting to your faith that, yeah, these things are written, but what? It's always written that the Lord is with us still. It says that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that that we are appointed thereunto. So you shouldn't be moved by the fact that for the message that we preach, these devils are going to come down unto us. They're going to try to roll on bros. Because we know we were appointed unto this. We have a confidence that the Lord gave us the word. He gave us all this understanding, all this might. We don't even think or function, operate anything like people in the world. Bros walk outside, people notice the difference on us to other men. Many a times I've been with bros in the camp and we're going out and they'd be like, yo, you guys are random ass people. You guys are close. You guys are brothers. It's even been said before where people say you guys are like royal. You guys move like you're royalty. Because the Lord is Lord will we be those men. We're going to be the first rulers in the new kingdom to come, man. When the Yahushua comes back and puts this world in subjection, we're going to be those first rulers. We could very well be the first fruits like the scriptures talk about. Those first souls created that was given dominion over the earth. And people notice it. Your own family's going to start noticing. If they haven't yet, they're going to start noticing there's something different about you. You start moving different. You're not moved by the same things. You require more of an ordered standard. Because when you have this knowledge, it causes you to move different. It's just like a nigga in the world gets millions of dollars and he changes his friend base. And now he can't relate to nobody else but other rich niggas. What's more rich than wisdom and the fear and knowledge of Yahweh Bashmi Shai? How much change did that cause? This is Acts 5. Right? Talking about some of the deliverance. Acts 5 and 18. Probably start at 17. It says, then the high priest rose up, and all the men that were with him, which was of the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation, and laid their hands on the apostles, and put them in the common prison. You put them in there with murderers. They put them in in modern day terms, they put them in there with the general population in prison. Drug addicts, murderers, right? Pedophiles, all type of wicked niggas in there. Knowing damn well the apostles was not of that lot. It says, but the angel of the angel of Yahweh Bashim Shai by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go, stand and speak in the temple to the people all the words of this life. You see, but when the Lord the Lord gonna use us for the message. So it don't matter if we thrown in prison or not. The Lord is gonna set up a way for us to get up out of there. All right, now I'm gonna go to another one. Acts 12. We'll end it on this one. Acts 12 and 5. We're gonna read a little bit. It says, 3. It says, and because he saw it pleased the Jews, he proceeded further to take Peter also, talking about a Herod, right? Then were the days of unleavened bread, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in the prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. It says, Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the church unto the Most High for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, right? Had a sure watch on him, bound with two chains. They fastened him, made it tight. And the keepers of the door, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. You could basically say he was in a maximum security prison at that time. He is between two keepers of the prison. They bound him with two sets of chains. And there was the keeper of the door of the prison, all there, all around him. And behold, the angel of Yahweh came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, Arise up quickly. And his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did, and he saith unto him, Cast thy garments about thee, and follow me. Right? So the angel shined the light in the prison, caused the chains to fall off him, made sure everybody stayed asleep, right? Smote him on the side, told him to get up, get dressed, right? Put on your sandals, right? It says verse 8, and the angel said unto him, Gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did, and he saith unto him, Cast thy garments about thee and follow me. And he went out and followed him, and wist not that it was true which was done by the angel, but thought he saw a vision. Right? So he wasn't even fully recollecting that what was going on. Right? He was half asleep. It says when they were past the first and the second ward, right? So he went through the checkpoints of the prison. They came unto the iron gate that leadeth unto the city, which opened to them of his own accord, right? So he didn't even have to do nothing. As soon as he got to the gate, the doors started opening. And they went out and passed on through one street, and forthwith the angel departed from him. So right as he got through all the gates of the prison, right? And Peter came to, he was out of the prison, fully delivered out of the prison. Then he was like, yo, what the fuck? I'm free. The Lord is going to be with bros in every fucking situation. He already with you now. You just got to keep doing the right things, man. And don't let anything of this world try to separate you from that knowledge, man. Because Satan fucking working, bro. And more days go by, Satan is tugging on bros even harder to try to get you to fold up, move like you less than yourself, bro. He's trying to cast down that confidence that you have in the Lord. And you got to have a mindset that, nah, man, I serve the Lord. Because in these times, you're going to have that heavy confidence in the Lord. Because what does the word confidence mean? It says with con, meaning with, fideo, meaning faith. With faith, you're going to have to move with faith. Right? The Lord willing to satisfy. I'm going to say, call Allah, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Kakada Shalom.